What is going on, Aries? It's Chris Anthony coming at you guys live and direct. This is going to be your reading for the month of December. I finally got around to the Aries reading. So I definitely want to thank you guys for being patient with me because it has been a while since I talked to the Aries. And I haven't had a lot of content going in on my channel like I usually would like it to be. Just handling some personal things, but I'm thankful for the people that have kind of like waited for me, the subscribers that are kind of faithful to the messages that come through me, and who have checked in on me and not just totally left Chris Anthony. Thanks for that. But this is going to be a general reading for Aries. It may not resonate with everyone. If it does resonate with you, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, comment on the channel. That always helps it grow in some type of way. If it doesn't resonate, you can always check out your rising or your moon sign or one of the previous readings that I did for Aries maybe a while ago. Other readers are also good for other messages if mine doesn't, touch you in a certain type of way, okay? Let's do it. This is going to be your present energy right here, Aries. This is going to be your main storyline that we're hopping into first and seeing what messages come through. After that, we will be focusing on your futuristic energy over here. And this is also going to be your supporting details. And at the end, we're going to do a fairy card for you, but I forgot to pull it before I got started with your reading. So I'll do that. I'll pause the reading once we get to the end and shuffle one for you and pull it out. All right. Aries, let's go. Crowning your reading, we do have the Queen of Cups, and it's clarified by the Two of Cups. Now, this is kind of different because you guys are a fire sign. So in the crowning or most important space of your reading, you do have the Queen of Cups. So you guys could be taking on the energy of the Queen of Cups when it comes down to a certain decision that you need to make. And it really seems like you're making a heart over head decision. And this is what probably is causing this type of indecisiveness, because it seems like you're struggling between making a decision that's more logical, more grounded, more rational, as opposed to the other decision that is more in tune with your heart, your emotions, how you feel. The Queen of Cups is all about feeling. She's all about being in tune with her emotional, self. She's all about feeling, right? Deeply, and love at the same time. So this could be for some of you guys a decision that you're trying to make in love. This could be having to do with a decision that you're trying to make for your emotional well-being, even though logically it probably doesn't make any sense. There seems to be a struggle between the logical and the emotional mind, or the head and the heart. So because you have the Queen of Cups here, it seems like that you are leaning more so towards your heart space in some type of way, because the guidance is to tap into your emotional world, to tap deeply into your intuition. This could also be a decision that, your intuition is trying to help you with, right? But maybe you're kind of too stuck in your head or trying to work through things in a more logical way or point of view. So there's something about your perception that is taking on a more intuitive flow, a more emotionally in tune perspective. And you're looking at things a little bit differently, but for some reason this is creating a certain level of indecisiveness or double-mindedness, because there seems to be a certain another side of you opening up, and it is kind of like your emotional world that's bubbling up to the surface, making its way into your head space. This is what I'm feeling. All right. Right below that, Aries, we do have the Eight of Wands clarified by the Ten of Swords. So this is representing some type of communication that is coming in very quickly, some type of information, some type of catalyst or spark that seems to be sparking an ending for you, a completion of a certain cycle that seems to be a very painful cycle for you. It seems like these Eight of Wands are coming in, bringing a brand new beginning, bringing a brand new fresh start, bringing some type of information or message to you from someone, from some place, but it seems to be putting a completion or end to this cycle that you've been in that could have been very painful or very much so stressful, that kept you in your head, that kept you overanalyzing, overthinking. This also represents some type of betrayal You know, it also represents feeling stabbed in the back, harsh lessons that are learned, where we kind of take on these burdens, these weights that teach us valuable lessons in the long run. But if some of you guys have been stuck in that energy for a while, or stuck in this struggle, the Ten of Swords, where it's just very hurtful, very deep pain that you're dealing with, on some levels very traumatic, or triggering of your traumatic wounds, it feels like you have these Eight of Wands that are coming in, wanting to close that cycle out for you, wanting to bring a completion, bringing you new information, new messages in for a newer cycle that it seems like you're going to be heading into. All right. And I feel like that you will have a decision to make, because we have the Two of Wands here, and you're needing to kind of lean more so into your heart decision, because there's something about this new information that's coming in that is tapping into your intuition and wants to guide you from out of this painful cycle in some type of way, or this very uncomfortable cycle in some type of way. All right. Right over here, we do have the Seven of Wands, and it's clarified by the Five of Cups. So with the Seven of Wands energy, it seems to be some very strong defense or stance that you're making in some type of way. You're standing strong and kind of standing your ground, and it seems to be against something from the past. With the Five of Cups energy, this is really past energy. This is reminiscing about some things or some past disappointments, something that didn't work out, you know, like you would want it to work out in some type of way. So give me one sec. Sorry about that, Aries. We had a quick distraction. All right, so like I was saying, it seems to be some defensive stance that you're taking on when it comes down to past emotions, past hurt, past disappointments, past pain. And that kind of makes sense, because you have this Ten of Sword energy here, and it's all about wrapping up this older cycle that could have had to do with a lot of hurt and pain. Emotionally, though, it seems like you're very defensive to even reminiscing or feeling stuck in this energy anymore, which is pretty good, because the Seven of Wands is here. It's talking about this elevation that's happening in your thinking, elevation in the way that you're perceiving even the past events that have taken place in your life that were kind of hurtful or traumatic or disappointing in a certain way. It seems to be like you're rising above them. You're on the higher ground. And even though you have certain emotions and thoughts that are still coming through, they're a lot lower vibrational than you are now. It feels like you have higher your frequency, higher your vibration, so much so that you don't even resonate with this older cycle anymore, with these older energies, with these hurts from the past, these emotions from the past, these experiences from the past. And this is really what I'm feeling. If this has to do with a person that's trying to kind of come in from the past, which could be a water sign, because you do have the Queen of Cups up top. Doesn't have to be, though. I feel like you are very closed off to even them. Because for some reason, for some of you guys anyway, it feels like there could be someone that's trying to come in from the past or reconnect from the past, that's really trying to show you their true face now in a certain way, when maybe in the past they were showing you more of a mask. They were showing you a facade or an ideal of who they wanted to be or who they were trying to be for you. And in a certain way, because they were wearing a mask, it ended up hurting you. Because they were trying to protect themselves, they ended up hurting you. And so it feels like there is some hurt here. Definitely. But now that there is this information that's coming in, and I don't know if this could be a communication that's coming in from this same person from the past. For some of you guys, it could be. But for you, it's more so completing a cycle that maybe it could have been a scenario when I'm picking up where, you know, there was no closure to a certain situation that was very painful or hurtful in some type of way. There was nothing to close out or wrap up this cycle. There was no open communication. This could have been somebody that ghosted you, or a situation where you just didn't get the full story or the full information. So it kind of left you in limbo or left you hanging in some type of way. It left you between two cycles, one not totally ending and trying to start a new one, but not having enough closure within yourself to close it out. Could have left you feeling emotionally hurt or emotionally unstable. But now it seems to be some communication that comes in that is bringing a certain closing of that cycle, a closure. And it seems like for some of you guys, in a way, once this information comes in, if it's coming from this past person, if this is resonating with you, if your scenario has to do with a person, then you're very defensive to that communication that's coming in from the past of this person wanting to be more real and wanting to take off the facade and wanting to show you who they really are now, or their true colors. For you, it feels like you've already seen their true colors. You already knew that it was a mask that they were wearing. So now that they're coming trying to be real in some type of way or be more sincere, it doesn't work for you anymore because you already have graduated, elevated out of that older cycle, out of those older emotions. So you're stopping it at the door, not even letting it get in at all. Which is pretty good because I think that is where you're supposed to be. You have completed this older cycle, this karmic lesson in some type of way within this emotional connection. So you're moving. You're moving higher. You don't have the time of day for these shenanigans. All right, Aries. I always called you Aquarius, so some of you guys maybe could be dealing with an air sign or Aquarius, possibly. Now you have the Six of Swords here, right, with the Ten of Pentacles. So this is a very stark contrast to these energies up here. Ten of Swords, which is talking about a completion of pain, hurt, and now you're moving into this brand new cycle. One moment. Okay, sorry about that. I had a call come through. But you're moving towards this brand new energy of abundance, of completion. Six of Swords, moving away from turbulent waters, moving away from emotional turmoil into a more peaceful, serene type of reality, into more smoother waters. And I feel like there's a certain level of emotional discomfort that you still carry with you towards this new space. But the further you get away from it, the further you get away from this older cycle or this older connection in some type of way, the more that you'll feel the release of that older energy, the more that you'll feel the higher vibrations coming in, and you feeling like you're more in tune with yourself. So I like that there is movement that's happening here. And for some of you guys, it could actually represent physical movement that's happening. You moving from one location to another, from one city to another city, one state to another state. For some of you guys, even one country to another country, because you're moving towards a place of more abundance, more stability, moving towards your material wealth. Ten of Pentacles. You're still building on this strong, stable foundation to create this flourishing abundance. So I feel like you've come out of somewhat of a struggle, some difficult times, some high level of discomfort, but your mentality is really changing as you move on to this Ten of Pentacle energy again. This groundedness, this abundance and stability, this security within yourself, this confidence in your abilities. And it feels like everything for you is coming together. Like as you move towards this expansion, this freedom energy is what I'm feeling, of you stretching yourself and not putting yourself into a certain box anymore. You're starting to really see things come together and work with you, and the universe conspiring to give you what it is that you envision for yourself, because you chose to close out an older cycle and no longer think about what did not work in the past, because you completed a certain cycle with the information that you received, the downloads that you received from the universe, or the communication that came in that gave you the closure. Now you're moving towards a level of high abundance in all areas of life, Aries. So I'm liking this energy because we're going into 2020, and I feel for you guys, Ten of Pentacles is still a major focus. And for a lot of your readings that happened in 2019, Ten of Pentacles was always here. And I feel like you're continuing to grow your abundance. You're continuing to work on your wealth. Whatever has happened emotionally for you, or within an emotional connection, or within your emotional fulfillment, hasn't deterred you from still going towards your material wealth. So I like the strength of you, Aries, for continuing on, staying consistent, persisting on to this value that you know you hold and that you're manifesting and creating in the material realm. All right. Over here we do have the queen. I mean, what am I talking about? The queen, the high priestess here, but it really does match the Queen of Cups energy so much. All right, but you're in the high priestess energy, clarified by the Knight of Wands. So this is what I was talking about with that intuitive ability, that those intuitive hunches that are coming into you. This could be the communication that you're downloading to really wrap up this older cycle and move into this new cycle of abundance. You're intuitively feeling some things that's creating a certain level of movement. The Knight of Wands, you charging forward in your passion, charging forward in your fire, charging forward in the knowledge that you have, this deep knowing, inner knowing that I'm supposed to be going in this direction. I'm supposed to be closing out this older cycle. I'm supposed to be making a way for a new cycle. And so this high priestess energy is here revealing to you some secrets, revealing some knowledge about yourself and about your surroundings and about your path. Okay? I feel like you're really in tune into this, in this next cycle that you're moving into. You're really having some vision about your future, some vision about what you're building, and who you're supposed to be connecting with, and how you're supposed to be laying your foundation and building on top of it. And some things I feel that some of you guys are really keeping to yourself, because I always love how the high priestess is sitting behind this certain veil, right? And it's so pretty, right? And it's almost like you don't see this big ocean of water that's behind her. This ocean of abundance is what I'm feeling, of wealth, of knowledge, of value. And it's like some of you Aries are really painting a certain picture to some people, right? But really sitting on golden eggs, right? It's almost like you're the golden goose, but you don't want people to let people in on that secret. Like, you're sitting on this wealth, you're sitting on this value that you're building for yourself, but you're keeping up appearances to make it seem like there's really nothing going on. I'm just here reading a book, right? I'm just sitting down in my favorite chair and, studying some things, focusing on me. But you're also building energetically and physically in the material world this level of abundance. And I feel like you're really being guided and led through your intuition to move forward on this path and continue to build these 10 of Pentacles for yourself, this abundance. So I'm loving that, Aries. Over here we do have the Three of Swords energy. And this is your futuristic energy, by the way. We do have the Knight of Pentacles. We do have the Six of Wands. And then we have the Ace of Cups. So with the Three of Swords, yeah, like I was saying, once again, a reiteration, there was some heartbreak that happened here emotionally for you. Some type of great disappointment, hurt. Could have been a traumatic experience. It could have triggered a traumatic experience for you. But this definitely happens along the pain, along the path. Sorry, I can't talk today, Aries. But the great thing is that you are still in this Six of Swords energy. You're moving away from this pain, from this emotional hurt, from this disappointment. You're moving away from, getting stuck in the pain. You're doing the healing that's needed and moving into this brand new cycle that is here for you after the hurt has come. So I like that you're closing out the year 2020 in a moving way, continuing forward, not in a stuck energy. Like the Three of Swords could really be a stuck energy where you get stuck in the pain and the hurt. and you don't know how to heal from it, and you don't know what to do, but you guys are keeping motion going. Even if you are dealing with heartbreak internally, sometimes the best thing for heartbreak is to continue moving, continue working. Not saying that you're ignoring the heartbreak, right? Or you're ignoring the pain that happened, but a lot of times this is a way of healing the pain. It's therapeutic sometimes to create things or get into action, or, continue to move along with your life, and allow your heart to heal with time, or to heal on its own. And this is what I feel is happening for you Aries. We have over here the Knight of Pentacles, also clarified by the Three of Wands. So there seems to be, for some of you guys, maybe an offer that could be coming in. I'm really strongly feeling, though, that this is your stability that you're building, right? This financial security that you're building, that you're doing it step by step. And it is taking a gradual process for you to get here, but you are in a space of expansion with the Three of Wands, right? You're waiting for this abundance to come in. You're waiting for your ships to come in. You know that you're expanding your territory, right? Expanding your wealth. And you're in it for the long haul is what I'm feeling. Like some of you Aries have really committed to like a 10-year plan or a 20-year plan when it comes down to what you're trying to build. So you know it's going to take time. You know that it's a process, but you're really involved in the process, like the Knight of Pentacles is. He doesn't move slow for just any reason. He pays a very close attention to the details. And he really is in tune with every part of the process. He's meticulous, right? He's like a counter. He counts every single step, right? He counts every single movement. And this is why he ends up being so successful, because he knows it takes time to build something great. So with your energy that is expanding, and your energy that you are kind of looking into to grow and to build, you're doing it very meticulously, and making sure you build it right. Because we all know when we don't build something right, and when it's not on a solid foundation, the tower moment can come, and it can all come tumbling down. So you guys have wisdom in that regard. All right, Aries, right below that, we do have the Six of Wands energy, and it's clarified by the Justice card. So there is this leveling up that's here for you, this graduation energy, your coronation that's happening, where you are being recognized by the universal energies with this Justice card, and you do have some karmic retribution coming your way. The scales of karma are being balanced out for you, because you have overcome and withstood some type of pain here that taught you a very deep, valuable lesson. And it wasn't just for any reason. This is how we know it's because when the Justice card comes in and you get victory and you graduate through this lesson, then you're rewarded, right? It's almost like whenever we're taught these harsh lessons, it's training with Saturn. And when Saturn teaches us these harsh lessons that are hard to deal with, and we wonder why in the world would this even happen in my life, right? It's because you're leveling up. And in order for you to level up, you have to kind of go through hell in order to get it. But then when you do level up, Saturn comes and rewards you, repays you, redistributes the energy that was lost in that battle or that challenge or that harsh lesson. And so you do have some karmic redistribution of your resources, your energy coming back in towards the end of December, going into 2020. Some of you guys are really receiving some manifestations, some things that seem like they're coming out of the blue, but they really come through all of your hard work and how you have overcome the struggle. All right, right below that, we do have the Ace of Cups here. So yes, these gifts coming in from the universe, this brand new energy, this brand new emotional fulfillment that's coming after a time of transformation, after a time of death and rebirth. So now that you're entering this brand new cycle, you're receiving these gifts along with it. And for you, having the Ace of Cups, You starting off your reading with the Queen of Cups, it seems like there's some deep emotional healing that's coming in for you. A deep emotional rebirth that's coming in for Aries. That's really expanding your heart space, really expanding your ability to do what it is you do in this life. And you have grown so much through this knowledge and this wisdom that has been taught to you through this experience. So 2020 is looking very good for Aries. Like, I'm feeling this expansion. I'm feeling this growth. I'm feeling this level up. Definitely. And you do still have some emotional fulfillment coming your way towards the end of December, going into January. Look out for it, Aries. You've closed out a very painful cycle, but now you have such a beautiful cycle that I see coming in with this Death card. This rebirth of your emotional fulfillment is coming in. So I'm going to wrap up your regular reading right there. Let me pause for a moment, and I'm going to pull a fairy card for you guys. And then I'll be right back. One sec. Okay, Aries, we're right back with your fairy card reading. And the one that I pulled for you guys is Ego. It says the illusion of being trapped, placing too much importance on material items, getting caught up in fear and worry. So that is a crazy way to wrap up the reading, right? Because like I think so much of your energy is moving into material wealth, but I guess the guidance is to not get caught up in the gaining of the material items or placing too much importance on it. And I feel like there is a certain level of balance that's here for you guys, because we have this Ace of Cup energy, this Queen of Cup energy, this High Priestess energy, to where you guys are really wanting to be in tune with, the other sides of life and the beauty of life and understanding yourself. I think that the guidance is just not to get lost inside of any ego trap, because it could be there, when you're moving forward ambitiously on your path. We do tend to get, trapped in the ego, or there are ego traps that can kind of make us get stuck on our spiritual path, especially when we're building material wealth in some type of way, which I always feel like that's what Aries is doing every time I do your readings. So the guidance is to not get, lost in the material world and still have a grounding energy with you through your spirituality and through your intuition, being able to see a higher perspective about the material wealth and the abundance of your life, knowing that abundance is more than just material items, and that it's about spirituality and having a sound mind and having peace in your world and beautiful relationships in some type of way. All right, Aries, so I'm going to wrap it up right there for you guys. Thank you for tuning in. If that resonated with you, like always, like, share, subscribe, comment on the channel. I will be opening up personal readings in the month of December. So if you guys need a personal reading, you can contact me for that. And if you don't follow me on IG already, you should follow me at chrisanthony14lbs. Chris Anthony, 14 pounds. And I'm going to be coming with some great IG messages in the future. So you guys should check in there. All right. And I will see you in the next reading.